Hey, ladies and gentlemen, how are we today? We are back again with another kind of Piinksparkles slash definitely Austin video. Because there was a time before when I made a video about Piinksparkles, aka Samantha, and also her ex-boyfriend, but boyfriend at the time, Austin. And one of the videos that I made, it was exposing the fact that the fact that Austin has had two dogs at the time. But those two dogs, for some bizarre reason, was always in the garage. Now, meanwhile, Samantha's own dog and her cat lived in the house. And on a response video that they made, one of the reasons that they said of why the dogs stay in the garage, even and not necessarily in the house, is because Austin's dogs needed time to get used to the cats that Samantha had within her house. Which is quite interesting because, what I'm about to show you is going to pretty much contradict that thought. Now, at the same time, though, one of Austin's dogs, once they broke up, had some sort of infection, went to the vet, and hasn't been seen since. Has not been seen since. Now, listen, I know that we're not always going to see everything that happens within their life, but here's the thing, though: when we start to see certain patterns, we gotta connect the dots. Now, to be honest with you, it was already strange anyway that these dogs were kept in the garage all the time. And yes, I know that they came out and made a video about where the dogs were still allowed to go outside and have a little bit of fresh air. And the dogs had, a TV in there, they had a sofa in there, they had heating in there, they were fed. Listen, I get all that stuff, right? Even though they said those things. But it was quite interesting because there was one Christmas when the dogs that lived inside of the house, Samantha's dog as well as her cat, they got gifts. They got tops and everything. But his dog got nothing. But here's the thing though. I have now been presented with pictures that have now been deleted by Austin himself on his Instagram, literally not so long ago. And these pictures show a sudden chain of events. Now here's the thing. Let's go into the first one. This is one picture here of a pug from my understanding, okay? Now after this picture of the pug itself in particular, there then is another picture of another dog, okay? Now each of these pictures are spread out different timelines. So we're starting from 2014, okay, all the way till now, okay? So the first dog that you saw, the picture itself in particular, now this picture itself was September the 9th, 2014, okay? Now I moved on to the next picture itself in particular. Now here's the thing. When you have a dog, when you have a pet in generally when you have a pet because you want to keep it for life. And when I say for life, I mean for as long as that dog or that pet is alive for. You generally just don't get a pet and then just give it away like after a couple of years. Generally, when you do it, you bring it in as if it's one of your own. You bring it in because it's a part of your family and you look after it. Really and truly, I personally do not see the point of bringing in a pet and then once you get bored of it or once you don't like it or whatever, you then give it away. Okay, and then you bring another one. But listen, again, there's a chain of events. First, start off the pug. Now, this dog here itself I'm not too sure what breed this dog, but this is another dog that came in, okay? And this is back in 2017, okay? Now, we're gonna go back to the pug again. This is the year later of the pug still being there. So the pug has definitely been there for more than a year. Okay, now we moved on to another dog. Now, this is 2015 now. Now, this dog here, I'm not very good at breeds of dogs, I'm saying, animals. And I don't have pets, but this is 2015 now, okay? Now, the pug itself now, where it's gone, who knows? Now, this dog here, and then now we have the bulldog. Now, this is 2012. This is prior to the pug, but again, this dog has also gone completely AWOL. And then on top of that, we've got the little wolf. This is also 2014. Now, here's the thing. The reason why we are here to bring this video to attention is because, one, a lot of these dogs have gone missing since, and two, the fact that he has deleted every single picture makes it suspect. If the pictures were still there as a memory lane, I guess we wouldn't really be here connecting the dots. But it is very suspect that one, the dogs already were kept in the garage all the time, okay? Which is very interesting. But then on top of that, he's had a chain of animals over the last, 9 years, okay? And for some reason, they come in for maybe a year, 2 years, maybe 3 years, and then they're gone. Listen, end of the day, no, I don't know. And I'm definitely not going to come out here and insinuate what I think is going down. That's where I'm really going to leave it very open for you lovely people to let me know what you're thinking. But one more thing that I want to show you here real quick is this. Then we got this one here. And this is the one that's most interesting. Now, these dogs themselves here, there's these two pugs. Oh, my bad. Sorry. I think these are two pugs. They look the same. I could be wrong. I do apologize, okay? Now, one thing that I do want to say is that this is back in 2014. Now, as you can see, on top of there is a cat, okay? One thing that was said before was that now this cat itself is not Samantha's cat. Okay, I believe her cat had no skin. I'm not too sure. I could be wrong. Either way, though, it is quite interesting how they said that they did not want to have Austin's dogs inside the house because of the cat, and they wanted to be able to bring in those cats. No, sorry, his dogs into the house slowly. But here's the thing, though. We know that this young man here has an experience with animals. We also know that Samantha has an experience with animals because of she's got animals, right? So the thing that I find quite fascinating, quite strange, is that if you've got your own experience with animals, why did it take them so long? But bear in mind, these dogs were in the garage for over a year and still wasn't really introduced into the cats. I mean, we saw maybe 1 or 2 vlogs, but then that was about it. So to be honest with you, what I'm trying to say here, what I'm trying to come up here is that what we have been told does not match up to what we are seeing, because it is evident that they know how to obviously introduce dogs with cats anyway, like we said before. But also on top of that, the fact that we are seeing him have so many dogs over a chain of 11 years, over a chain of 9 years, which isn't a bad thing. But it's just interesting how they come, they stay for a little bit, and then boom, all of a sudden they disappeared. And they were introduced with a whole new set of dogs. Or to be fair, it's generally always 2 dogs, to be fair with you. So I'm just trying to say here, without me trying to directly say what I think personally, what do you make of this? Because obviously I definitely don't want to be out here throwing accusations and conspiracies. But I'm just saying to you, ladies and gentlemen, that as far as I'm concerned, anyone that I know that is a pet owner will generally get a pet, and they will keep their pet for a very long time. And if they were to get rid of their pet at an early stage, it's purely because maybe it's for whatever reason is, and they're not looking to have another pet ever again, which is understandable if they feel like that pet could go to a new home. But listen, these guys, they're not running some sort of like animal shelter. You see what I'm saying? They're not running some sort of animal charity, any kind of capacity, or at least not one that I've seen or been documented anyway. So to be honest with you, it is very evident that these dogs are definitely being purchased or however they've been brought to him, but then for some bizarre reason, they just disappeared after a couple of years. That doesn't make sense. And to be honest with you, it makes me worry. It makes me worry entirely that if this young man continues to have dogs and they keep just disappearing after certain things, what is actually going down? Because to be honest with you, I may not be someone that has a pet. I may not be someone that desires to ever have a pet, but one thing that I can say for sure is this, is that I most certainly care about anything that is living in this world, because it is here for a reason. And the fact that they're here for a reason means that they deserve to be treated with the most respect possible, okay? Unless, of course, they step over the line, just like a human being could step over the line by doing something that puts them to jail. Is a different kind of ball game, right? But listen, let me know what you're thinking, please, in the comment section, and we'll talk about it, okay? Let me know what you think is going down here. And also at the same time, also feel free to let me know if you think I'm tripping. But I'm just saying, he deletes all the pictures all of a sudden, which is very interesting. And there's been a chain of different dogs. Nonetheless, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the comment section. We are done and we are out. Peace.